I avoided using a jigging pig for so long, just out of frustration of losing so many of them. You know, the tube does a much better job just because it has a soft head. You know, it doesn't snag nearly as much, but you also don't, in the winter, you don't feel the bites nearly as crisply as you do with a jigging pig. So taking that, you know, that profile of the jigging pig and adapting it to something that I know doesn't snag the dragon head, and making a dragon jigging pig, really, you know, I'm real happy with it. If I was using a traditional ball head or even like an Arky style head jigging pig, by now I would have already lost 3 or 4 of them. So that in and of itself makes it valuable that you're, you know, it's worth more because it, you know, they last longer. And just the frustration factor, that's really the bigger deal for me, is all the time that you spend. The most valuable thing that you have is time on the water, and all the time that you spend trying to get unsnagged, retying after you break off, re-rigging the plastic on there, you know, that's much more valuable than did I pay, you know, $5 for a jig or $3.19. My time in the water is worth, you know, it's worth a lot. It's a limited resource, and the Draggin Finesse jig helps preserve that resource. Time on the water. All right, getting ready to wrap it up for the day. I'm thoroughly chilled to the bone and looking forward to hopping in the car, turning the heater on, and driving home, taking a hot shower. 2 bites today. 2 bites, 2 bass, consecutive cast. Not at all uncommon winter fishing to get, you know, a short window of activity. That's it. And having the ability to capitalize on that is pretty critical. Today, the lure that helped me capitalize on it was our Draggin Finesse jig with a battle stance craw as a trailer. A untraditional version of a very traditional smallmouth lure, the jigging pig. Oh, I had to do one more cast. Hi there. Couldn't handle it. I had to come back up top to where I got those first 2. Alright, now I can go home. I think it's only going to take me about 2 minutes to get back down there with this current cranking. The great thing about today, I think I put on the water a little bit around 7. It's closing in on 4 o'clock now, so I don't know, what is that, 8.5 hours, something like that. Most of the time I was fishing this, the Draggin Finesse jig, and I say this as in this exact one. I didn't lose any of them. I didn't snag up on them. I mean, actually I briefly snagged twice and I moved towards it, did the high stick jiggle, and it lifted up and over, came right out. So compared to a regular 8.5 hours of fishing a jigging pig, you know, there's no comparison. This, it works. It caught fish in cold water, and they crushed it. Every one of them hit it in a way that there was no mistaking. They went dunk, and I think that's an aggressive reaction to this defensive posture of the Draggin, well, of the battle stance craw, the plastic on there, and this Draggin Finesse jig. Ripping right along. I'm probably moving with the current. I bet you I'm moving 20 miles per hour, maybe 25. it's unusual for me to travel this fast in a kayak. I just got to make damn sure I don't miss this creek mouth. I think I see it coming up. Till next time.